Oh, have you ever done something and thought, why did I do it in the first place? Or rather, maybe I should ask, have you ever instructed someone to do something and asked yourself much later, why did I do this? And you say, oh, I goofed. Some people say, I goofed. And probably, I don't know what others say, but I think, yeah, you goofed. Major one. So now listen up. A king has subjects around him. He's got people helping him to make up decisions, to run the government. So around him are advisors and others, janitors, cleaners, cooks, security men, and other people in the village. So now here it's so early in the morning when the king is having his breakfast, and in runs his cupbearer and say, oh, king, live forever, but you know, Vangisai is dead. And the king says, you ought not disturb my breakfast time with sad news, but make sure that everyone mourns the death of Vangisai. Announce all over that everyone must mourn the death of Vangisai. And so the cupbearer ran out and made a proclamation in the palace about mourning for Vangisai, who was dead. And he went out of the palace to all the villages and the towns around the palace to give the decree of the king that everyone must mourn the death of Vangisai. 3 days. And besides just mourning, flags were going to fly at half-mast in respect for Vangisai. The first day of mourning, everyone was mourning. The second day of mourning. And on the third day, that was to mark the end of the general mourning, the king called his cupbearer and asked him, oh, today is the third day of mourning. I would like to go and mourn with the family of Vangisai. Who is this Vangisai? And the cupbearer said, oh, king, I am so sorry. I don't know who Vangisai is. It is the janitor who told me about it. Oh, the janitor. Okay, fine. Go and find out from him. And so off went the cupbearer and to the janitor, who was busy cleaning the toilet, the bathrooms, and all over the corridors. And he asked him, you know what? The king wants to go and mourn with Vangisai's family. Who is Vangisai? And the janitor said, oh man, I don't know who Vangisai is. It is the cleaner. It is the gateman who told me about Vangisai. Oh, so because the king needed to go that day, the cupbearer and the janitor had to go to the gateman to find out who Vangisai was. And off they went and found the gateman just minding his business, gate business. There's Mr. Gateman, the king needs to know who Vangisai is because he wants to go and mourn with the family. And the gateman says, oh, I don't know who Vangisai is. It is the butcher in the village who told me who Vangisai is. Oh, goodness. So the cupbearer and the janitor and the gateman had to go to the village to look for the butcher so that he could tell them who Vangisai is, for the king was waiting to go and mourn with them. And off they went, and they found the butcher, and they were like, butcherman, you gotta stop this. The king has sent us, and he wants to find out who Vangisai is, because Vangisai died, and we must let him know who Vangisai is, so that he can mourn with the family of Vangisai. Oh, the butcher scratched his head. Wait, give me a second. Yes. I don't know who Vangisai is though, but I heard if we go down to the river and find the woman who does laundry for people down at the river, she's going to tell us who Vangisai is. Oh, so the cupbearer, the janitor, the gateman, and the butcher all went down to the river to look for the woman who does laundry for people. And they found her there, busy scrubbing people's clothes and checking and scrubbing some more and dipping them from one bucket to the other, and say, hey, old lady of the laundry, you need to stop and listen to us. We have been sent to you by the king because he wants to know who Vangisai is. He wants to mourn with Vangisai's family for the death of Vangisai. And upon hearing that, the woman dropped the cloth she was holding and started crying. And the four men were shocked. Now why is she crying? Get on with it, the king is waiting. You want to know who Vangisai is? And she kept pulling the end of her dress up, dabbing her eyes. You want to know who Vangisai is? And the man said, yeah, get on with it, woman. Hold on, I need to compose myself. You really want to know who Vangisai? Oh goodness, must we repeat this again? Give me a minute, I need to cry. Vangisai. The memories of Vangisai. Oh, it pains my heart. And all the men began to get sorrowful. Oh, it means Vangisai really meant a lot to this woman. Vangisai sorted me out in everything. With Vangisai, I would do so much. Oh God, this woman needs to finish off. The king is waiting. He said, one moment, let me dry off my tears. You see, Vangisai is my donkey. And the man, Vangisai is your what? My donkey. He did everything for me. He carried my things. I would deliver people's clothes in time. I would carry water for people. My donkey, Vangisai. Oh. And the men looked at each other and said, we need to get back to the king and give him this information. So they thanked, okay, thank you very much. We're going to let the king know who Vangisai is. And they waved and they went. None of them was talking to the other. And they got to the king and they said, Mr. King, Vangisai is a donkey. Thank you for listening to my story. See you in the next